Kaleem is on the line next in Tampa, Florida. Kaleem, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Mr. Coleman, I appreciate you taking my call.
You bet, man. What's going on?
Hey, so my question is, I'm on the Air Force Reserve, and which is part-time.
Sure.
Should I go overseas as a civilian contractor to make more money to complete baby steps sooner, or going to the flight instructor route, which is going to be less money but quicker to the airlines? And as a reservist right now, I'm on orders making good money, but that'll end in January, basically. So I'm looking for next year.
Okay. First of all, thank you for serving our country. You're a great American.
Oh, I'm happy to do it.
If you go overseas, so I'm going to ask a question with both options because I want to see what the timeline is, if it's even possible. If you go overseas and you make more money and you knock the baby steps out faster, so you get progress much faster, and then you come back, how far behind two questions. If you go that route and then you're done with it, you make the money, you get where you want to be financially in the baby steps, and you come back, would the opportunity to do option B still be there? And if so, how much further would it put you behind in your goal if you were to take option B initially?
So initially, if I take option B, it'll be a long way because the money's not going to be there. But that'll take me to the airlines quicker, maybe a year and a half. But financially, I'll be struggling paycheck to paycheck.
Okay, this is perfect. So if we take option B now, we get to the airlines faster, but it ain't so fun because we're struggling. So we're doing what we want to do, but we're struggling. Am I getting this right?
Yes.
Okay. If we take option A, how much longer does it take us to get to the airlines?
It'll put me behind, I would say, 2 to 3 years.
Okay, so let me put it to you, and I'm actually going to let you answer your own question. But I know what my vote is, and I think you probably know where I'm going. True or false?
I think so, yes.
Okay, so option A, overseas, make a lot more money, knock out all my debt faster, and I get financially stable, and it delays me getting into the dream industry and the dream job by 3 years. So I get there in 3 years. Not delay. Let's stop saying delay. It's just one option. I get financially stable, and I get where I want to be in 3 years. Option B, I get to where I want to be in a year and a half, but I'm still dealing with debt, and I'm struggling. What do you want to do, Kaleem? The chuckle of realization. Come on, Kaleem. What do you want to do? And if you don't answer, I'll tell you my answer, but I want you to answer it.
Well, I do not want to struggle. That's for sure.
What's your answer, Kaleem? You're trying not to say it. What's your answer?
My answer between the two options?
Yeah, that's all you got.
My option, I mean, overseas, it's just for the money, basically.
Is that what the answer is? I still feel like I'm not getting an answer.
Well, yeah, I mean, financially, the right choice is going overseas.
All right, so I'm going to let you make your choice. To me, if I have to get to the dream a year and a half later, but it's the best way to get there, all things being considered, I'm going to wait until 3 years. But you're talking to a guy who waited 7.5 years to get here and another 2.5 to step into the dream job. So I'm working on a decade, so I'm the wrong dude to talk to if you're impatient. Because I was impatient, by the way, but I dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to tell you, you're not convinced yet, and I think you need to sit with the reality of option B. I get there within a year and a half, and I'm really loving the work, but I'm scraping by. And I don't see an opportunity to get out of debt anytime soon without a second job. So the very thing that I long to do is being tarnished by the financial struggle and the emotional stuff that comes with that, and then the extra time to work the extra job to pay the debt off. I'd much rather go overseas and deal with all of the uncomfort there and being away from friends and family, and I'd rather deal with that knowing that I'm in there for a season. and I can do this. And then when I come out of this season of preparation, of toil, of paying my dues, of being diligent, I'm going to break through the fog of the have to. I'm going to literally, in your case, fly into the clarity of doing what I was born to do. Whew, I got goosebumps. Anybody else? I mean, that's pretty good.
No, yes. No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's your decision, Kaleem. It's your decision. I'm not picking on Kaleem. I'm actually really proud of Kaleem, but I'm going to speak to something from my perspective because it was really hard. Starting into broadcasting at 33, no degree. I didn't know a lot of people. I really believed I had the chops, but I didn't really know. There's a difference, by the way, between belief and knowledge. It really is. You know what I'm saying? It really is. When a kid jumps into the pool the first time, they believe at that point that you're going to catch them. But they're not 100% sure, which is why they're just kind of inching off the pool. There's a difference between belief and knowledge. And I just want to say something very quickly on this. Every one of us answers a quick yes to this question. Are you willing to do what it takes? Yeah. Show me the way. But then when I say, are you willing to wait as long as it takes? Ooh, that's tough. I'm willing to do what it takes, Ken. If you show me step A all the way to Z and I can get done, I'm in. Well, of course. It's our inner child. I want an ice cream cone. Go clean your room. Right? I mean, we don't want to do anything. We just want everything. And I'm just telling you, this isn't a Kaleem issue or a Ken issue. This is a everybody issue. And if I say to you, are you willing to do what it takes? You say yes. And then I say, are you willing to wait as long as it takes? We go, ooh, hold on. You just said, well, what about the shiny thing I want? You said, was I willing to do it? Yes. Am I willing to wait? Oh. And I'm going to tell you something. Show me a person, and there are a few in this world, who achieved unbelievable success that didn't have to work hard for it. I'm going to show you a person who's not doing it, who has no love of it, and no appreciation for it. I'm not going to pick on these people, but the child actor who literally gets an audition and is in superstardom as a child, go do your homework on this. Most of their lives are a complete and utter mess. And I'm generalizing here, but you show me a person who gets discovered in their late 30s or 40s and they've been auditioning for commercials and they've tasted the sting of rejection so much they actually kind of like it. They're just so used to the saltine cracker. And they get the break. The difference in meaning between someone who struggled, I could do this all day long, the athlete who breaks in after years and years and years of trying to make it versus the kid who's unbelievably talented and has been a superstar their whole life. The meaning behind it is based on the struggle. So don't be upset and bothered by the struggle. Embrace the struggle, because when you break through and you're doing that thing that you have struggled for, you've suffered for, it means so much more. Don't forget, the reason that I use the word passion to describe work you love is very intentional. The root word of passion means to suffer. Not in doing it, but to suffer in order to be able to do it. That's why you show me a teacher, a counselor, somebody who's struggling. They got a lot of environmental stuff going on and they're questioning whether they should do it. I always take them back to their why. Why do you do this? Because I love turning light bulbs on for people, or whatever your thing is. I love the work. So I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to suffer. And is there a greater suffering than being patient? This young man, Kaleem, is going to have to suffer for 3 years waiting for the opportunity to fly in the friendly skies. That is suffering. Working overseas away from friends and family, paying off debt. That is suffering. Can we stop making all this romantic stuff about doing what? No, it is about suffering. And Kaleem is going to sacrifice for 3 years. But on the other side of that is an unbelievable juice and an unbelievable meaning behind not just the work, but the journey to the work. Please don't turn away from the sacrifice and the suffering. Don't do it. It's going to rob you. It's going to rob you of the joy of the work that your Creator put inside of you. Whew. Man, can't forget that. Absent of understanding that, you won't stay with it. You just won't. Embrace the suffering. Embrace the struggle.